All righty. Okay, so all of them went live. All right, y'all, give me 1 second. Um, my niece was having a little bit of a breakdown moment. So just give me 1 second. That's why I'm a little bit late. Um, just give me one moment, guys. Alrighty, y'all. Oh Lord. And then my silhouette restarted over completely. So, how is everyone? Good evening, good evening, good evening. Um, oh my gosh, come on, skip. I said skip. Finish. Okay. And of course, what the heck is going on here? Alrighty, file, open recent. Um, Alrighty, there we go. There is that. And let's move this over here. Silhouette over here. And there we go. Alrighty, y'all. Let's get to it. So there are some tumblers and things that are trending. So you guys, normally I don't really get involved in trends, but this is one where I'm not going to necessarily make them. But as far as teach you guys how to do it, I'll get in. I'll throw my hat into the ring when it comes to this particular trend because you guys know I'm all about helping you all be self-sufficient, right? And trying to get you guys to understand that a lot of the designs that you see, a lot of like the files and different finished products that you see are things that you really can create yourself. There are some of them that are enhanced, so they have different enhancements to it. They will take it into Photoshop and add mix and match things and take a little bit from here, a little bit from there, um, for certain type of files. And you're basically paying for someone's time when they're making it a unique type file. Or some people will make it to where it automatically has like different colors and you don't have to worry about going in there and finding files like the different colors and knowing how to change all of those colors, right? So there are files that are out there. Hey, you decide if it's worth the cost or not. What I'm going to do is just show you that for a basic file, if you know it's how can I say it? If you're okay with the actual like handbag and you're able to find quality images for pretty much anything, you can really create a file yourself because it really is just a matter of resizing and cropping in Silhouette Studio. A lot of the things that you guys see are things that if you have the time, you can create yourself. Files also come in handy when you just don't have the time. You know, between working a 9 to 5 and then trying to actually create things like the physical, like the actual finished products. Sometimes we don't have time to design. I know how to design in Silhouette Studio, Photoshop, Illustrator, Corel Draw. But there are times where I will go and I will purchase a file just for time's sake. But if you have the time, there are things that you can do. Now, there are ways to make this, and even in Silhouette Studio, make this a little bit different and unique and combine and match things up. Or you can do it. This is going to be level one, the very basic, simple way. And you can literally take any high resolution image of any bag. Now, let's put a little disclaimer out there first. All right. We all know that Coach Michael Kors. If you're gonna get like a Versace pattern, you're gonna get something, a pattern from a wire. Oh, is it raining? Just anything. Do understand that those entities own the rights to like that handbag, that image, and this, that, and the third. Now, technically, if you purchased a Coach bag and you wanted to take a picture of it and make something for yourself, I mean, you did purchase the bag, but do understand that I am going to go through their particular website. I am not saying that you are able to resell, reproduce these without any repercussions. Hey, that's on you. I don't plan on selling them. I'm not big on luxury handbags to begin with. And this is for teaching purposes only and showing you how to use the tools within Silhouette Studio. So I'm putting that disclaimer out there. Don't go and say, okay, well, Shakia said that we can make these files. I can go and I can sell them. I didn't say that. That's not what I said. That y'all know that TikTok. That's not what I said. That's not what I said. But I'm going to just show you the techniques in Silhouette Studio to be able to resize and crop. Do these at your own risk. So this is one. And this is actually like, it will actually look better on a really quality tumbler. This is my tumblers. Y'all know, well, some of you guys who follow me, you know that I have a set of tumblers that don't really sub great. Like they were a defective batch of tumblers. But even on this, like it looks really, really good. So the tag is not something that I added. It's from the handbag. Okay. And then I even have like the little stitching on the back. I'm going to show you how you can do that. All right. So this is, I pressed this one really fast, of course, to put it on there. I did use, honestly speaking, sublimation paper. So if you guys are new here and you don't know about our amazing sublimation paper, bam, there it is. The link is in the description of this video. shop.hsinc365.com. All right. So let's go ahead and get into this. Make sure that you guys give this video a thumbs up. Make sure that you guys also share it out. All right. And let's see. I'm going to share this. I'm going to share it out myself as well. Then we're going to go ahead and get started. Let me go ahead and share my screen. All right. And we're going to go over to Google. And, oh, I didn't realize I put a J there. Oh, wait a minute. Where do we go? There we go. And I just searched Coach leather bag, which really brought up, like, I mean, I looked originally for just images, then I ended up taking me to the Coach site. And you can do this for any of the major handbags if you're wanting to make handbag tumblers. So once I click on images, you're going to see all of these like high resolution images here. I don't know what it was that I clicked on originally, but it basically landed me. I'm just going to click on here. Click on it. It landed me at the Coach site. And then I clicked on Pride because that's the one, like that's the kind of like image that is kind of going around right now. And you have all of these different options. So I'm going to click on one of the bags. You don't even have to zoom in on it. You can click on it just to kind of see it. And if you right click and choose copy, then come over to Silhouette Studio, you're going to right click and choose paste. And that's going to put that right there on the screen for you. And I want to, see, this one did not. All right, let's see. Let's see if I can I'm just going to crop that one down and then I will fix it later. But you kind of saw how quick that was. This is a different bag. And there's some like adjustments that you can make and all that kind of good jazz. So as you can see here, I have a couple different bags. Like this one has the strap on it. This is from, I'm not sure this is the same one or if it's just one, like if it's the same one from the rear or if it was a different bag, I really don't remember. Then there's this one that is, it doesn't have the leather part across, or you can take another leather piece, like a thicker and a wider one, and put it across there. If you want the zipper to kind of show at the top of your tumbler, you can do that. Or your mug, if you want to make it for a mug. This is a different bag. This was the, that's a bag. This was the book bag. And as you can see here, I made the colors a little bit richer, and I'm going to show you guys how to do that in Silhouette Studio. And you can actually do this from the free version of Silhouette Studio. You don't need to have the upgraded version to do these little enhancements to make the colors really rich and make them really, really pop, and then kind of take away some of the shine. Now, with doing it this way and taking an image of the actual handbag, when the photographer took the picture and there was lighting in the room, you're going to get those reflections. Now, you can go and like find like leather that may not have such a shine on it and do some editing and some photoshopping. Like this is, I mean, this essentially what people do when they're making these files, they're photoshopping it. When you get down to the nitty gritty of photoshopping and being able to clone and mask certain things off and fade things off and do all these different things, you can create some amazing like things and like amazing enhancements. But I'm going to just show you the basic version of how to do this in Silhouette Studio. All right. So we're going to come back over here. Like I said, you just copy and paste. Uh-oh. Grandma's outside? Yes, she's outside. Okay, give me 1 second, y'all. I got to let my niece out, and it is pouring down raining. Hold on. My apologies. My niece, we lost my grandmother and everyone's having a hard time. So she was sleeping over here and woke up and was crying. So my mom had to come get her. So I do apologize. All right. So I'm just going to go to like bags, and we're going to pick a totally different. There was one that I saw that was kind of cool that I liked the way that it looked. I like this one too. I like the Mickey Mouse one. So we're going to copy image, come over to Silhouette Studio, and we're going to go library, design, and then paste. All right. Just that easy. Now we're going to make the template size for like your standard 20-ounce tumbler. Now, if you want a specific part to show, like you may want to measure your tumbler so that you know the exact height. Width part doesn't really matter, but for the height, you may want to, especially like if you have the top and you want the stitching on it because it's going to go right to the top, you may want to measure it so it's the exact size. Or when you are putting the print on your tumbler, turn it upside down so that the top edge is flat, like cut it right to the edge, turn it over and make sure that it's nice and flat to the top, and then trim from the bottom. All right. So we're going to make our template. We're going to go on the left-hand side and you're going to select the rectangle. All of this can be done in the free version. We're going to make a box and then we're going to go with 9.35, height 8.25. All right. Now, you can either trace and detach to make it a little bit easier when resizing it, or you can just resize this whole thing, or just put, like, you don't even have to trace and detach. We're just going to put a box around this and then crop it down just so that it's not such a big box. Then we're going to resize it. I like denim, so I like that print. I'm going to zoom in. We're going to send this to the back. And you're going to line this up with the top. Now, I'm going to come right there. Now, over here, it is a little bit off, like, so it goes upwards, right? If you have designer edition or above, you can designer edition or above, you can use your warp tool. And you can make that move up so that it is a little straighter. Because if we come down here, which I want a little bit of, like, I really want the stitching on this side. That way, when the tumbler is wrapped, you'll put this side down and then you'll see the stitching and the little buckle because it's not on this side. Now, when I put it like this, though, I have some white up here. If you don't have designer edition or above, you're just going to have to bring that down some and then be okay with losing a little bit of that area. So you can just kind of pull it up, but it's going to be like the curve of it is going to be a little bit uneven. You can get it right to the edge. And that, you know, for most people, that would work, right? So I'm going to duplicate this. And we're going to crop just so that you can see that one. And then on this one, I'm going to copy this in a new window just so that it doesn't bog down. But I'm going to use the warp tool to make this part up here a little bit, is where it's like it's even. So I'm going to come down here and go to my warp tool. I'm going to click on it and then select warp selected shapes. I'm going to take my columns up. I'm going to take my rows up so that it's in smaller segments. And I'm going to pick the ones that are close, you know, to the edge. So like this one, and we're going to push that up. Take this one and push it up slightly. And then here, this is basically what you do in Photoshop. This is essentially photoshopping this image because we're just going to push it up. You know, when people go and they're thinning out thighs and giving more booty and boobs, they are in Photoshop, it's like liquefy, where you can kind of push things around. In Silhouette Studio, it's the warp tool. So we're going to just push that up and see now I've made that part straight, and we're going to release the warp. So it's going to go and start to think, and then it's going to release it. And once it does that, we're going to go ahead and let's move this over some. I probably should have warped this side a little bit too. I'm just going to pull this over to about there. Yeah, I probably should have warped this side just a little. So let's just go warp selected shapes, take that back up. And we're going to push. Let's see which way I want to do this. I'm going to pull this so that I kind of move those stitch lines inside my template. All right, so there we go. We're going to click on it and release the warp again. And once that finishes, we're going to crop it down. And I'll show you side by side the difference in the two images. All right, now, don't act crazy, just warp. Sometimes the warp tool can be kind of funky and take way too long. So hopefully it doesn't take a really, really, really long time. But why it's going through this, I'll answer any questions you guys have. So hold on one second. Okay, they're letting me know they made it home because it is pouring down rain in here. No. Oh, no. All right. Yeah, see, this is going to act crazy. All right. It's going to take forever. But it won't even zoom in for me. Okay, there we go. But you can literally do this with any image, okay? If you guys have any questions for me while this is still thinking, feel free to go ahead and ask. While it's going through that, I will just, also direct you guys to our website, shop.hsinc365.com. Here is where you're going to find the absolute best sublimation paper. You can sublimate as low as 365 degrees, as fast as 30 seconds with like quality heat presses. I've even done that on my Easy Press, 365, 30 seconds. You don't have to use a lot of heavy pressure. The release on it is absolutely amazing. No butcher paper required. When I'm doing shirts, I don't lint brush. I don't really have to tape anything down or anything like that. I print on plain paper setting and I get amazing results. We also have sublimation ink. We do have the gray ink for the 8550. We have the 812 cartridges for the newer Epson printers, the 7820, 7840, 7310, C7000 printers. So we do carry the cartridges for those. And if you're wanting to really, really learn Silhouette Studio and know how to use all the tools and functions, check out my Essentials to Silhouette Studio course. It is Learn Silhouette Studio in 30 days. Back in March, I did 30 straight days of teaching it, and I went through every essential icon. There are worksheets to go with it. There's an exclusive Facebook group if you ever kind of get stuck, you need help afterwards. So all the playbacks are available for you, all of the questions. So it might be the same questions that you had. It's $83.65. You're not going to find a more comprehensive course for this price. Most people will charge you upwards of $200 to $300 for a course like this. So if you really, really, really want to unlock your creativity, you want to be able to create some amazing designs and understand how the program works, check out my 30-day training for Silhouette Studio. Oh, she says, I'm working on day 12 right now and I stopped to watch this live. Awesome. How are you enjoying the course so far? Also, she says, I'm a newbie. I started your 30-day challenge classes, learning and having so much fun. And see, you're not even on the live one. And it's still, you can learn a lot and you still feel like you're there because it's the actual live Zoom. Thank you. Thank you. This was already addressed. Can you do this in Design Space? Yes and no. You have to remember that with Design Space, you are limited in the size that you can print. So you can't do a full wrap in Cricut Design Space because for a tumbler, it needs to be 9.35 by 8.25. And for Cricut Design Space, whenever you go to do a print, it defaults to a print then cut. and you're limited to 6.75 by 9.25. So Cricut design space would not really be ideal. Okay, I have no idea what's going on with this. I'm going to go ahead and just shut this down because it got stuck. I don't know why it got stuck, but it got stuck. And we're just going to discard all, and I lost my image. I'm going to have to redo that one again. So I'm going to let it just, and see it's still processing, which means this might not open back up. And I had to turn Silhouette Studio. I had to close my whole entire computer, like restart the entire computer. Yep, it's going to do that. But I showed you, luckily I got through it and showed you guys what it takes to be able to do this. And I think I'm going to have to shut down my computer again because it's acting kind of crazy. I don't think it's going to restart. Let's see. People ask what I'm doing when they see me on my computer. I tell them I'm taking a graphic designing class because I am. And that's the ultimate goal. Thank you. Yes, how to get it for personal use. Or if you own a bag, take a picture in some really great lighting and then do it yourself. All right. It's yes, Celestium is not going to open back up. You guys at least got to see all of it. I mean, you got to see as far as creating I wanted to show you how to resize it and do the scaling, but I'll probably do another video tomorrow since this is going to act crazy. Sometimes I don't really like dealing with the warp. It just drives me absolutely crazy. A lot of times I will kind of like move it around and then just leave it, and I won't actually release the warp. And if you print it, it will still print out right. But I'll show you guys that tomorrow because now Silhouette Studio, because this is still processing, it's not going to open up at all. So I have to wait until tomorrow to kind of redo this again. But you guys got the gist of it. You can go back, watch the playback of this. You're going to just find your image, make sure that it's a really good, high resolution, high quality image. You're going to bring it into Silhouette Studio. You can, crop it down so we don't have, if it has like a lot of extra space to it. And then you're going to make your template size. If you're doing a 30-ounce tumbler, you'll measure for that one and have your one for your 30-ounce tumbler. I do have a video and a template, and it tells you like what size to make it for a tapered tumbler. And you have to have Design Edition Plus or Business Edition to do the warp where it will curve it. But I do have a template on my website for that, and it has all of the measurements in it. If you're going to put it on tapered tumblers. Yeah, that's just not going to work anymore. So, all right, we're just going to leave it here. And so technically, no. You do it, like I said at the beginning, you do this at your own risk. Technically, even for sports teams, a lot of people, that's a very, 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 very big misconception that you can make these things like for your own personal use, as far as taking the image from online. So now let's say you go and you purchase fabric from Joann's, where they are an authorized dealer. They are authorized to sell fabric with a particular sports team. You can create things from that. But technically, you aren't supposed to go online and find the images and reproduce, recreate, and all that kind of good jazz, even if it's for personal use. While most people say it's good for like you can do it for personal use, is you're not going to advertise something for sale because it's your personal. Like no one technically has to ever know that you made it for personal use. Now, that doesn't make it where it's technically right. It's still prohibited, but who's going to know if you're not advertising it and, you don't have it on a website? But if you have it on a website, I mean, you take the chance of getting busted and them coming after you for monetary damages. All right, I'm not answering any printer questions. So this is only on like the designing and things like that. I'm not answering any printer questions. Yeah, it's acting crazy, y'all. So there's nothing I can do about that. But if you guys enjoyed this, be sure to share it out. Give this video a thumbs up. Make sure that you guys subscribe and follow if you're watching over on Facebook. Like I said, we'll redo this in the morning or sometime tomorrow because, oh, and you know what I'll do? My bad. Instead of you guys looking at this crazy screen, we'll go here so you can see what it is that we did. And this was another one. So this was the book bag one. I didn't know which one I wanted to use. So it's going to look very authentic and like, you know, with the tag, it looks 3D because that's the actual shadow. So let's say that you did not have this. You can create this look like in Photoshop by putting a shadow. This is just a basically a drop shadow. So you can create looks like this and create highlights and shadows in programs like Photoshop. You can do it in Silhouette Studio as well, but Silhouette Studio has more of a vector. It has a vector shadow, which means it'll be a straight line versus kind of feathered and light at the ends. So it's not quite the same. But this is from an actual Coach handbag. I mean, even from the side, it looks like that's like popping off. I left, and I'm going to show you how I did this part too, where I put stitching on it. So on the back, it didn't look like kind of like a sharp cut off. It has the actual like stitching from the bag on there. So I will redo that tomorrow. But this should kind of, for those of you who are up, if you're a night owl on the East Coast, and it actually shows a lot better in person. The lighting in here absolutely sucks. I don't, so some people were using the hardware. I don't really make these, guys. This was just more so for design purposes only. I know in one of the Facebook groups, Sublimation Help and Support, someone was posting the Amazon links for the post and the chains. I don't plan to make them with any of that stuff. So I cannot help you. I'll have to go look for the link or the picture or screenshot that someone posted, but they said that they are available on Amazon, which means they're probably going to be just like the lip balms. They're going to sell out fairly quickly. So try and find them quick, fast, and hurry if you want to do it that way. When designing, what size should we design? If you're doing a 20-ounce tumbler, I personally use 9.35, which gives me just a little overlap. And my height is 8.25. Okay. And yeah, I don't think I took a screenshot of what someone said it was. And I'm not even sure if that post is still in the group. Let me see. I don't think I took a screenshot. Nope, I didn't. Um, yes, and then when you go to print it, well, see this one right here, where did I put that one at? This was printed on my 13 by 19 paper because that is what was in the printer. So I'm able to leave this kind of landscape. So width is 9.35, height is 8.25. Now, when you go to print it and once you have your entire design set up, if you're going to print to 8.5 by 11 paper, you're going to click on it and you're going to rotate it 90 degrees. That way it fits on your 8.5 by 11 paper. Yeah, I don't have recommendations for it because I don't plan to make these. Like, I actually don't like the trend. Y'all know I'm not big on trends, and this is a trend I really, really don't care for. But you know, everyone's doing it, and there was a little debate about whether or not you can use actual handbags and just kind of get it, and you know, just for beginner type level, just taking the handbags and cropping them out to be able to do that. If you guys don't know, you also use those same ones when people are making like the designer gift bags for parties or like centerpieces. They're doing the same thing. They're not creating them. They are going in and getting a image of a handbag. You're going to do a trace and detach, and you're going to size it and then do a print and cut, and you're going to glue that to both sides of a like a gable box or a gift box and things like that. It's the same exact thing, using the same exact images. Let's see. I'm gonna see if I can find the post. I'm gonna see if I can find the image. The post that was in the group, and then see if I can find the link for those posts. 1 second for the chains and stuff. Because I know it is. I don't know if that post got deleted because there was a lot of comments on it. So you would think that it would be at the top of the page because there were a lot of comments on those on that post. All right. Oh wow, I just came across a really cool post and I didn't even like, oh wow, that is like such awesome. Yeah, I don't see the post, guys. So I can't tell you where like the actual one, but if I find it, I will post it on my page, the link to the post and the chains on Amazon. Okay. All right, y'all. I am out of here. Thank you guys so very much for watching. There are no other questions. Hopefully, I will see some of you guys in the morning and I will be able to finish off this tutorial. Until next time, guys, have a great one. Continue to unlock your creativity, be incredible, and visit shop.hsinc365.com to sign up for my class, as well as get your summation ink and paper. I just saw an amazing review. Someone said, whoever recommended Honestly Speaking paper, thank you. I've never experienced ink release like this. That is so freaking awesome. I'm about to post that screenshot. That has me super geeked. Our paper is bomb.com. Tomorrow when you're on, can you please show how to rotate? I'm so lost so that I can print. So love, just click on it and you're going to see a little green circle at the top. Click on that and then pull it and it's going to rotate to 90 degrees. Or if you go to your transform panel, it's basically like your align tool to the right hand side. You click on that, you're going to see a little circle, like an arrow that goes in a circle. You click on that and you hit that and it's going to turn 90 degrees. So that's all you have to do to rotate it. But if you take my course, it will break down everything for you. Every single tool there is, you're going to know how to use it and you're going to be a master at Silhouette Studio within 25 days. It's not even going to take the full 30. Within 25 days, you're going to feel like you are a straight up graphic designer. All right. All right, guys. Until next time, have a great one. Peace.